I hate my sister's idiotic creepy boyfriend. My 26 sister, 28, began dating a guy in November of 2021. I'm not sure exactly how they met, but he gave her a name at first that wasn't real. He eventually told her his real first name Miles and a couple weeks later gave her his real last name. I thought this was sketchy, but it's not my business and I figure I can just keep my distance. 2 weeks after they meet, Thanksgiving rolls around and I'm hosting it at my house. She tells me she's bringing Miles to Thanksgiving, doesn't ask, just tells me. I was like, I don't know. I really don't want the first time I meet this guy to be at my house. I bring up the name change thing, but she's upset with me anyways. My mom and dad take her side and I end up giving in and letting him come. He doesn't do anything too weird at Thanksgiving, but he has a lot of outlandish stories to share. I am nice enough to him anyway. I decide that since my family all seem to like him, maybe I'm just not giving him a fair shot and decide to go to lunch with the both of them a month or so later. Within 5 minutes he says to me, "You know your grandpa has dementia, right?" I was shocked. My sister sat there nodding her head, and their evidence was my sister told him something and he forgot and asked a question about it the next day. Mind you, this man is 80 years old but is in otherwise great shape. He then proceeds to ask me about our family business finances, and how much we make each year, just inappropriate questions that are not his business. Last month, I told my cousins, who also work at the family business, the type of inquiries he was making and they banned him from the office. He was coming in for hours in the middle of the day. I take my cousin's side obviously. My dad tells me I need to mind my own effing business and my sister is furious with me and avoids me for a while. When we talk again I basically tell her that I cannot trust her boyfriend and do not want to be around him, and I cite the comment about our grandpa in my explanation. She says to me, "Wow, you're really hung up on the dementia thing, aren't you?" Oh, did I mention I've been pregnant this whole time? Last week, I gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. I'm starting to allow close family to come by the house and see him. She texts me and says me and Miles are coming by to see baby. I tell her, "You can come, but he is most definitely not allowed in my house or anywhere near my son." She tells me fine, I'm not coming to see him either, and I respond, "Okay, that's your choice." Now my parents are mad at me for shutting her out and not allowing her to see my son, even though I specifically stated she was welcome on her own. I thought I was in the right, but my parents are just making me feel crazy. Am I the a-hole for drawing this boundary? This endless conflict is starting to wear me down and I'm wondering if I should just give in to keep the peace. I ran a background check on him. Fortunately, nothing came up, so we've kind of come to the conclusion that he is just a grifter, of epic proportions. Also, still not 100% sure what his real name is, so who knows how accurate it was. I came across the opportunity to speak with his ex-girlfriend of 5 years. He was actually living with her when he met my sister and still very much with her during Thanksgiving of last year. He even brought my sister to her house on a couple of occasions when she wasn't there. She found out he was messaging 17 different women and found a second phone he was using. Another woman was paying the bill, so she kicked him out. A week later he moved in with my sister. I told her all this and she was just mad at me for talking to his ex, and they are still together. He's been caught cheating on her since, but she'll just call the girl a WHRE and make him block her. Another development that's happened is that my sister is now in a crazy amount of debt. Hasn't paid her mortgage in months, had her car repossessed, maxed out all her credit cards, and she even stole a lot of money from the business and a few family members. My parents are somehow still making excuses for her, miraculously. If it wasn't clear, I have nothing to do with her. She is still at work but got demoted to a less consequential role. They wanted to fire her, but she threatened to unalive herself if they did. I wish I had been there when that happened because I would have gotten her on an involuntary hold, but suggested to them if she tries that again to do just that. She needs serious help, or jail, I don't know. But unfortunately, it is out of my hands. One last thing, I've made it this long without him meeting my son and plan on keeping it that way, so at least I was successful there. I'm no longer trying to help her see the light, as I kind of think they deserve each other now. She was not a good sister to me growing up, so I don't know why I tried for so long.